Good morning, Crypto Chaos. How's it going, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's wake up. Let's get this coffee. Let's get it. Oh, man. Good morning, guys. Bitcoin sitting at 91,300. A little bit of a dipperoonie right before the market opened. But we pretty much killed it, guys. We pretty much killed it. How you guys doing? Of course. Winning, so much winning.
So much,
jeez.
you may even get tired of winning.
God.
Please.
I'm tired of winning.
Can't take it anymore.
The kind of winning I'm talking about. The charts, guys. Baseline. We basically smashed our baseline last night. Japan pretty much played ball. Didn't want to really do anything. Didn't really play ball. I guess just went sideways, really. Sideways. And I guess they were on good behavior. So, we're dumping a little bit because America sucks. Right before the market opened here at 9 o'clock, we started pulling down a little bit here. But Bitcoin's holding on 91,200. We have decent jobs data from September. It's 2 months old. What are you, stupid? If you guys didn't hear that, the jobs data came out. We're going to get into that here in a second. But let's start with the pleasantries. Good morning. Cliff in the house. We've got a little bit of everybody here this morning. And for some reason, I can't see. Is that G? Good morning, G. How's it going, G? I thought that was Cliff. Danny Nolan. Good morning, Danny. We got Quentin. We got Gamma Goddess. Good morning, Grand Rising. Of course, Chaos Family, and of course, hand out the coffee like we all need it. Thank you so much, Gamma, for the coffee this morning. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's get this money, of course, with her tagline as always. Maximus Diamond Hands throwing down the knives, man. Time to catch that last falling knife, and I caught it for you. So my hand is bloody this morning. Good morning, Maximus Diamond Hands. Yes, and Braveheart Me Freedom. Good morning, Mup. Good morning. Hope your pups are doing good. By Braveheart. Joy. Happy Joy. Good morning, Otaku and family. Good morning, happy Joy. And Strawberry Dragon's our favorite flavor of dragon. Good morning, Chap Crew. Good morning to you as well. All right. So, yeah, Bitcoin's sitting here at 91,000 at the pre-market open. We have about 6 minutes until the market bell opens. We had a little bit of an update on what Trump's going to be doing today, and he's going to be meeting with Mamdani. Take a look.
In the world, President Trump will meet with New York City Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani at the White House tomorrow. Mamdani plans to push for help on housing and cost of living issues, while Trump has warned he'll pull billions in federal funds over Mamdani's tax and spend agenda. The face-off between two political opposites is shaping up as an early test of how Washington and the nation's largest city will coexist. Although they do have a lot, actually, in common. Blue Owl...
We'll have to wait and see how that goes. It's going to be interesting. So yeah, that's what Trump's going to be up to here tomorrow. Let's get into some of these headlines real quick before the market bell and see what we're dealing with. The delayed September report shows U.S. added to 119,000 jobs more than expected. Unemployment rate is 4.4%. We also got a little bit of news out on when we're going to be getting the November and October data. It's all going to be on the same day on the 16th of December. Damn. So pretty much at the very tail end of the year. So again, we're 2 months behind now on jobs data, and we're going to catch up next month. Nvidia earnings takeaways, bubble talk, $500 billion forecast in China orders. People are saying don't fade Nvidia and do not. It's not a bubble according to Jensen Huang. And more Blackwell chips are going to be restocked soon. Starbucks workers United escalates strikes during busy holiday season. There's a lot of these weird protests going on. I'm trying to remember the other big one. It was like worker shutdown or something like that, United or something like that. So there's a whole bunch of these little things going on. They're saying that we're gonna start on I think it was Thanksgiving and not work. Do not work, do not shop, do not anything. I don't think it's how it's gonna really work, honestly. Workers over billionaires protests, those type of things. I think starting next week into the 5th, which I really don't think is going to do much to anything when it comes to the economy. All right, a Walmart hikes sales and earnings forecast as it attracts shoppers across all incomes. So yep, they're hiking sales, and now they're going to be listed in the Nasdaq, which is weird because they're going to be considered a tech stock soon. Walmart.
What are you, stupid?
I heard that this morning too. I was like, what? Nvidia stock pops 5% at the blowout earnings. Strong forecast. Here are Thursday's big analyst calls. We have Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla, Dell, Block, Microsoft, and more. Waymo to begin manual drives in Minneapolis. Tampa and New Orleans aims to open services in 2026 for, of course, the self-driving vehicles. This is a goods recession. U.S. freight market is starting to roll over as Chinese trade plummets. Yikes. We can maybe have a time, maybe have a minute to maybe go over that real quick. Structural goods recession. U.S. freight market is starting to roll out over Chinese trade as it plummets. Mario Cordero, CEO of Port of the Long Beach, the nation's second busiest port after Los Angeles, says that the record high year for freight container volume triggered by President Trump's tariffs was given way to an accelerating decline in Japanese imports. Real-time container tracking data shows the ocean freight bound for the U.S. is decreasing, and volumes throughout the supply chain are under pressure. This isn't just a seasonal dip or temporary correction, says Kyle Henderson, CEO of freight data tracker Vizion. This is a structural good recession. All right, the latest U.S. Census trade data released on Wednesday after a long delay caused the government shutdown showed a significant import decline. Well, there you go, guys. There you go. All right, what else we got? U.S. greenlights AI chip exports to Gulf tech giants after Saudi Crown Prince's Washington visit. I heard that was a good visit. NVIDIA had a blowout quarter. Analysts, warned the real AI bubble risks lie elsewhere, with, I guess, the smaller tech companies surrounding AI, according to Jensen Huang. What else we have? Anything else here? Deutsche Bank says, buy the dip on this entertainment stock. I don't know. Whatever. Obesity drug maker Novo Nordisk helps drive Denmark's fastest growth in years. Again, more of those weight loss drugs, which were intended originally for diabetes, and we don't know exactly what the aftermath is going to be of that, because we don't have enough data in testing. Trump to meet with the New York Mayor Mamdani, of course, on Friday. All right, that's your current update on the headlines here on CNBC. Let's go back to Bloomberg and see. Market bell opens in about a minute, guys. Hope you guys are ready. Geez, we got Bobbin in the house. Who is this soon? Who is this soon? What soon? When? All I know is that we're about ready to hopefully correct soon.
When will then
right?
be now?
Soon. We finally did start to break above our bear trend. We just need to hold a little bit higher, just a little bit higher. We want to see at least 93 flip into support. We did touch it just very briefly last night in the foreign market, right around midnight, as I expected, but we did not quite flip it yet. So it wasn't totally bullish, but it was baseline last night. All right, moving on. Let's get back to Bloomberg and the market bell open any minute now. Okay, so let's see. Do I have anything else popping off on Fox Business other than what I just mentioned? It looks like it's pretty much all the same stuff here. I want to kind of steamroll this. Elon Musk predicts work will be optional in the upcoming decades to come. Yeah, we covered that yesterday twice, in the morning and in the evening. Elon Musk's statements were ridiculous, calling for there's basically no poverty with the robots when they come. It's going to be optional if you want to work or not. I maybe in the decades to come. I mean, he might be right, but my God, dude, he's. I'm just going to end that there. All right, guys, we have the market bell open any second. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are ready for today. And you got your coffee in the morning at work in the Fiat Factory. Here we go, guys. Here we go.
We are moments away from the start of trading on a very bullish day for risk assets. You can see futures up more than 1.5%. On the NASDAQ, a 2% gain. The small caps gaining 1.5% as well. We've got kind of a SPAC attack here on the New York Stock Exchange. Viking Acquisition Corp ringing the bell, and down at the NASDAQ Central Bank Company, which is an very old company, I think 129 years old, but they also raised over $300 million in a stock sale. Danny, we're watching the big one.
Yeah,
today.
it's kind of like the only thing we're watching, maybe jobs too, but I mean, it's the stock of NVIDIA helping to lift the overall market here at the open, up 4.5%, and it didn't disappoint. Sales of $65 billion in the January quarter, more than $500 billion in revenue in the coming quarters, and that outlook made it clear that it still has lots of buyers for its products, soothing fears, at least for now, Matt, of an AI bubble.
Yeah, we're also watching Walmart boosting its sales outlook for the year as it gains market share from all income groups. I was going to say it's not an AI company, but Walmart's push into e-commerce and AI.
It's weird, right?
Those pushes are helping broaden its reach. It did warn of higher costs, concerns about inflation then. I wouldn't say front and center, but still existent there at Walmart. And speaking of macro, let's turn back to this morning's jobs data. Jobs growth accelerated in September, showing signs of a stabilizing labor market before the government shutdown. Joining us to discuss, we are pleased to say, is the U.S. Labor Secretary, Lori Chavez DeRemer. Ms. Secretary, thank you so much for your time this morning. Let me first ask you about the headline number. It was a blowout. We were only expecting 51,000 in our survey, and far more than double that is what we got. How strong is this economy?
Well, 119,000 new jobs. I think that is a solid report for the American people and for the workforce. We have seen over and over again that we want to have these gains, and it's those investments by this administration and this president, I think, that's what you're seeing come online. So this was a solid report for the September numbers. We'll have to see how November numbers come out in mid-December, but I think that this is good for the American people. We know that more people are wanting to work and they're actively seeking those jobs. And so it is my responsibility to make sure that we have that skilled workforce. And so I think that you're going to see consumer confidence. And again, with prices coming down, energy prices, gas prices, we're seeing, real wages go up. Blue collar wages have gone up over the last 60 years. And I think that that's the exciting part of this, is that we're seeing people who are wanting to get on the ground, have the skills that they need, and get in the workforce.
Secretary Chavez DeRemer,
I might have to go back to work.
Very similar to those who don't want this Fed to cut, that this is a healthy labor market. The president, though, even jokingly yesterday was saying Scott Bessent would be fired had he not been able to get this Fed to cut. So in your view of this labor market, is it strong enough that it doesn't need assistance from the Fed?
Well, I think the president has been pretty clear on this issue. We did see the 2 rate cuts. I think the Fed does need to go ahead and cut again. You know, when I travel around the country talking to businesses, which I have hit 36 out of 50 states on my 50-state tour before, the Democratic shutdown happened, those business owners are wanting to borrow more money at a cheaper rate to invest in their workforce.
Yep.
That is what they're asking. And so I think another rate cut is exactly what we need to really grow this workforce. I mean, we see GDP is up 4.2%. I think that that's positive growth, and we want to see more private sector jobs come online. Out of the 119,000 jobs, we saw 97,000 of those jobs have been in the private sector, which is way different than the Biden administration when we saw they were all government jobs. So I think we're on the right track.
It does seem like inflation is a concern. We heard that from Walmart today, that it's got to pass through these tariff costs somehow. Are you not worried that we have a rise in inflation that hits lower income workers especially hard if we continue to cut rates?
Well, I think what happens when you're talking to the American families every day, they want affordability. So they look for ways in order to provide for their families. As a former congresswoman and as a former mayor, I know how important that is each and every day. What we want to do is grow this workforce so that they can have more money in their own pockets. These policies that came forward with the working family tax cut are going to start to hit. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. I think that that's what people want to see, is more of their hard-earned dollars in their own pockets for their own choices. We've seen, again, these real wages go up. Almost $700, and I think that that's going to be key. Way different than the Biden administration, when wages were down almost $3,000, and so to have $700 more in a family's pocket, that matters to the American people.
Don't we lose some of those dollars if we continue to see 3% plus inflation on top of the inflation that we saw during the Biden administration? prices continue to climb for everything from food to housing. Isn't that a concern if we continue to cut rates, that we throw more fuel on that inflation fire?
Well, actually, food prices have been down. Energy
Bullshit.
prices have been down.
Bullshit.
We've heard over and over again, our Thanksgiving meal is going to be less than it was under the Biden administration. So while we have seen oftentimes that, you know, some prices have gone up, whether it's in beef and some of the other sectors, we have seen housing. We certainly want to address the housing costs because people want to be able to afford their homes. I think the Fed rate cutting,
Food, insurance, housing.
So, I'm standing behind the president on this. I think we need another rate cut. It's been a little bit
Secretary, again,
too long down that runway, but we need to cut that rate.
Part of what you're saying, you want to cut the rate because you want more private sector hiring. We hear you loud and clear on that, but we have to say this latest jobs report, government jobs grew. Do you want to see that reverse? Why is it growing when this is a government?
Oh, come on. This is 2 months old. Okay, I'm over it. All right. That was Lori Chavez, the U.S. Department of Labor. All right. Moving on. Obviously, it's very, very hard leaning right on those statements. Okay, let's see what else we got in the headlines this morning. Good morning, guys. Let's look at the overall sentiment this morning. How are we doing? How's the market doing? Bitcoin hanging out at 91,000 here. 300, a little bit of a recovery after a little bit of duperoonie, as the pre-market, of course, usually does that in the United States. We did, of course, touch 93K last night, just barely touch it. We need to flip that into the support today, and of course, hopefully carry away with a little bit of a win for the day. We finally broke out of our ever so lasting bear flag. Ridiculous. All right. Okay, let's see what else we're looking at today. We've got all the order books here. Of course, bringing you this for free is Kim of the White Snowland on YouTube. Don't pay for something, get it for free, guys. Of course, every reference for those who know. Kimba. Yeah, so we do see the Bears pulling back a little bit now. The Bulls starting to play. It's actually pretty good for the morning open on a Thursday. There's a lot of liquidity on Thursday, so it's going to be a pretty good trading session in my opinion. We are still range bound between what looks like 89K down here. If I can get my snipping tool back on here. There we go. Zoom on in here, and yeah, we are looking at bottoming out. Hopefully this will be the bottom. 89K. We are starting to build up a little bit more after we did smash through that yesterday, so maybe 90K might end up being our new bottom. I hope if we continue to grind this back up. Again, this job data is bullshit, man. It's 2 months old. It's 2 months old. And when we get the October and December, they're hoping it's going to be a wash, basically, by releasing it on the same exact day on December 16th. That's ridiculous. All right. So yeah, that's our bottom, of course, right now, somewhere between 89 and 90K. Right now, there's still a lot, of course, above us, near 100,000. Hopefully we can start flipping this soon. And we are going to be looking at about 107,005 for the big flip. We need to get back above there. All right, guys. Let's see what else we got in the overall sentiment. How is it looking? For the stock market this morning, let's take a gander. We've got fear and greed right now for the stock market, sitting in extreme fear at 15. Up about a few points this morning, not by much, still extreme fear. We've got CoinGlass, a coin tree bringing us, of course, fear and greed for the crypto. It's not looking any different than it was yesterday. It's the same exact spot at 11. In extreme fear, again, the lowest we've seen so far this year was 999. All right, and the Dixie holding 100 this morning, just barely, maybe rolling over after the jobs data came out. Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to go back down to 99, maybe retest there. Or maybe extreme fear will continue with the boomers. The boomers are running back to the dollar. All right, moving back. Okay, so let's see what's going on in some of the other headlines this morning. Let's take a look and see what's going on with Fox Business. We didn't finish up there yet, real quick. We've got Trump's official mission to bring civility back to passengers on aircrafts. Americans are swiping less and spending smarter, says CEO. We can see what company is reporting that. Trump revised historic U.S. nuclear plant with big federal loan. Is it a new one, or is it 3 Mile Island? Which one is it? Because we've been talking about the same ones, I feel like all year. And they are going to take years to, of course, come back online. Billionaires double down on viral dating advice. What the hell? Why do we care? Why is it on Fox Business? It's like a tabloid thing. Trump slams Federal Reserve renovation as building a basement in the Potomac River. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. They were talking about possibly. I mean, it sounded like they wanted to just kind of start ousting the Fed in altogether. Last night we covered this article, basically citing that a lot of the JP Morgan was stating that the Fed's going to have to lose its independency, and that's how it's going to have to be. It's according to JP Morgan last night. That was insane. Popular restaurant chain turns around strategy to reverse stagnant sales. I don't know what the hell that is. Come home, Ken. Chicago leader cries out property taxes ice over. Jeez. Trump gives McDonald's advice on how to improve its iconic filet of fish. Oh, gross. Come on. A major car maker recalling $256,000 cars due to potentially dangerous glitch. Yikes. This all sucks, guys. This is Fox Business headlines this morning. Perfect storm brewing, Besson says, but growth could lift wages. So we can take a look and see what Scott Besson refers to here. Larry Summers resigns from OpenAI board, and Jeffrey Epstein revelations. Of course, we're talking about that stuff at great length this week. American travel for Thanksgiving as gas prices hits lowest since pandemic. Really? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think it's that low. U.S. government strikes first of its kind AI deal with Perplexity. Trump says U.S. is in a golden age as prices are coming down. I believe it when I see it. Tesla CEO attends high-profile White House event after public feud with Trump. I guess we could take a look at that briefly too. I'm not sure they're referring to Elon and Trump's current relationship. All right, so those are the remaining headlines we had to look over this morning. Americans are ditching credit cards for smarter transactional payments, says the Affirm founder. Oh, that is actually a big, a big one. Affirm, of course, being one of the biggest buy now, pay later companies. So yeah, I guess we could take a look at that real quick.
Company Affirm reporting a double beat to start its fiscal year. Revenue up 34% to $933 million. Earnings per share also up. Gross merchandise volume jumping 42%.
I call it doom spending.
Of the Affirm card. With 24 million active
Nothing feels better than doom spending.
Also raising its full-year outlook, extending its Amazon partnership through 2031, while adding new deals with Shopify and Apple. The stock doing well. It's jumping nearly 30% just in the last 6 months. Take a look at that chart. Joining me now with this Fox Business exclusive is the founder and CEO of Affirm, Max Levchin, back with me. Max, great to see you.
Good to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. Tell us about the quarter and what drives growth in the coming 6 months.
All right. I just want to get a little snippet here.
To make sure I don't jinx myself, but the demand has been really strong. I think the online and offline sales are starting early this year. I think consumers are realizing that there's going to be a lot of great deals coming into the holidays, and we're very much looking forward to it.
Oh, that's a completely different story than we're seeing, like the gloom and doom from people talking about layoffs and things are weakening. You don't see a weakening in the macro story.
Not right now. I mean, part of my job is to watch the macro story all day, every day, so yeah. I'll be the first to report otherwise. But Affirm consumer is doing really well. They're shopping, they're buying, they're paying their bills.
And you just announced a 5-year extension with the relationship with Amazon. Tell me why Amazon is so important here.
It is the online retailer. They've been a great partner. We're excited to extend the relationship. It's very important for us to serve the biggest and the smallest, wherever consumer wants to shop, wherever they want to pay for things over time with total transparency and no late fees. We need to be there. And so we're very engaged with every merchant, the smallest and the largest.
Well, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that he's stating that people are paying their bills. I guess that's a good thing for a firm's model. I guess it. Buy now, pay later. Automatic payments. Of course, I never missed a payment on a firm, so I guess people haven't. Are not insolvent just quite yet. Trump admins provides $1 billion federal loan to restart the 3 Mile Island. I thought that's what they were going to talk about. We've been talking about this for years. like the last 2 years. Constellation reached an agreement in late 2024. Microsoft restarts the 835 megawatt reactor, which ceased operations in 2019, wasn't fully decommissioned, and would offset the electricity consumption of Microsoft's data center. And the other unit at the power plant, which is renamed the Crane Clean Energy Center, closed in 1979 after the accident. Yes, the big one, guys. That was insane. All right, I don't want to dive into more than that. We've been waiting for that thing to come online now for 2 years. Besant warns perfect storm. Perfect storm. Do we have statements from him here? Yeah, we do. Let's see what we have. He's talking about rare earth deals, diplomatic relations under Trump admin, stakes, the cost of stakes, cost of living and tariffs. We can get this general statement right here.
They said it was a vibe session. You don't know how good you have it. And we are working every day to get these prices down.
So is this the president's response to these worries? He said on Friday he wants to perhaps lower tariffs on beef, on coffee, nuts, spices, and a dozen other agricultural foods. He's also talking about this new proposal to send $2,000 checks to average Americans. Now, does he need congressional approval to do that? But these two moves are, many people believe, in response to these worries about the cost of living.
Well, Maria, and again, this just didn't spring up. We've been working on it since day one. We've had executive orders that were done in January or February, and we've been working on it every day since the administration started. And the other thing too is, like, some of the products you listed, those are a result of, we've been working on trade deals with Central and South American countries for 6, 7, 8 months. And just this past week, we signed the trade deals. So not only will the tariffs come off some of the things you just listed, like coffee, like the cocoa,
yes,
many other bananas, many other items. That's a result of the trade deals going through, and then we will see this go down. And we're also seeing the import barriers for the other countries come through. So this is a complete trade policy, and now we are going to see it affect the prices.
Secretary, is he going to be sending these direct payments to Americans of $2,000 or more?
We will see. We need legislation for that. And again, President Trump is all about solutions, Maria, and everything is on the table. But I will tell you that, again, thanks to him keeping his campaign promises to working Americans with the working,
he doesn't know.
No taxes, tips, Social Security, overtime, we are going to see a big bump in the first quarter with the refunds and the real incomes. President Trump has also talked about sending $2,000 refunds to, and that would be for working families. Will have an income limit. Those could go out. And then, Maria, the other thing that is going to happen in July, families are going to be able to apply for any child born from January 1st, 2026.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to apply. I heard that was just going to happen. Of course, the Trump fund. Anyway, I'm over it. Besant doesn't really know. He doesn't know. All right, let's go back in. And honestly, the prices aren't really going to come down unless we actually, stop the cuts, raise rates, and go into a full recession. That's how, of course, we get the real prices to come down. Or you just keep stacking sats and everything gets cheaper with Bitcoin, guys. Don't forget that too. Oh, jeez. Oh, well, yeah, Elon Musk returns to the White House for the Bin Salman dinner after ending the Trump feud. Yay. I guess. I wonder if Scott Besant shook his hand after punching him in the face. I'm gonna kick your ass. Of course, Hank Hill at the White House. Scott Besant. Oh, ma! Billionaire Elon Musk returned to the White House Tuesday for a black tie dinner without a black eye. President Donald Trump and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Musk joined several tech titans, finance investment leaders, energy executives, and sports icons in the East Room for the lavish event. The dinner marked the rare visit of the White House for Musk following his public split with Trump in June over his position in the big, beautiful bill. Because he didn't agree with all the spending. Obviously, that's where we are now. The former special government employee who served in an advisory role at the Department of Government Efficiency, the DOGE, argued that the bill would add trillions to an already ballooning U.S. national debt, which is currently sitting at roughly $38 trillion. 38.2, and it could undermine Doge's work of cutting government spending. At the time, I think it was 36 at the beginning of the year. Then we crossed over to 37 right around that time period in the summer. And now we're sitting at 38. Ah, man, are we? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yes, we are 38 and a quarter. All right, Saudi Arabia is already America's top U.S. arms buyer, and now Trump wants to add an F-35S. That's Tesla's, of course, that's back in the day when he was still part of Doge. Musk exchanged barbs with the president on social media in weeks after the fallout, with the Tesla CEO writing on X that Trump would have lost the 2024 election if not had been for his support. Also, don't forget, he was also on that list, allegedly, and that's why, of course, Elon Musk was saying those terrible things about the sitting president. It's a back and forth. That was insane. That the squabble they had over on X back in the summer. Trump is in turn threatened by Musk's government contracts. He later said that he wants SpaceX CEO and his companies to thrive. The better they do, the better the USA does, and it's good for all of us, Trump wrote on the Truth Social platform in July. Musk previously met with bin Salman in May and the sidelines of the U.S. Saudi Investment Forum in Riyadh. Yeah, they remember they did the tour of the Middle East together, and they were shaking hands and kissing babies and making deals over in Saudi Arabia, both, of course, the Trump family and Tesla. Tesla had a launch event in April in the Bujari Terrace, marking its entry to the Saudi Arabian market. The event showcased Tesla. What the hell? Just got taken over by comments or something. The event showcased Tesla's lineup and its vision as sustainable technology-driven future, from solar energy and electric vehicles and to autonomous cybercab and humanoid robot Optimus. All right. I think we're getting through all the TradFi. There's a lot of TradFi today, guys. I'm surprised. Snap fraud crackdown is now on leading the headlines. All Snap recipients are required now to reapply as Trump admin cracks down on fraud. Businesses as usual is over. It's over, guys. You're going to have to prove that you're attempting to find jobs and works and all that things. It's going to be kind of like unemployment, I think. That's probably how it's going to be. Right, so business as usual is over. The status quo is no more. Rollins said during an interview on Mornings with Maria. Rollins said that she's ordered states to shed data on recipients shortly after taking office in February, describing the system as rife with fraud but lacking hard evidence. She added that so far only 29 states, mostly Republican-led, and have complied with the request. Rollins said that even at the limited data that has already revealed significant misuse, with 186,000 deceased individuals receiving benefits. Again, this is coming from Fox Business, so take that with a grain of salt if these numbers are really real or not. I don't know. I don't trust anything from the government. You kidding me? How can you? Are you stupid? We're in this situation because of them. All right. I'm over it. Let's get back into, crypto news, guys. We have about 5 minutes until we get into crypto news. Let's do one more run through TradFi, see what they're pulling up today. Take a look at Bitcoin real quick, sitting at 90,900, a little bit of a downturn, but hopefully we can respect the top of this bear trend. Now, turning that into support, I hope so, guys. We're in a very crucial moment today, for sure. All right, so we got Doomberg here on break. Let's take a look at CNBC. Again, guys, don't pay for what you get for free. Newslive.com, of course, brings you all the news outlets for free. So, of course, I do not pay for all these subscription models to watch all this silly nonsense. Bitcoin, they're talking about Bitcoin right now on Fox Business.
Say, well, why would you do that? Well, one, it's a way to, in a deficit-neutral way, load up Bitcoin. You say, well, but you forego the capital gains. Yeah, but it's also been an appreciating asset. So if 1% of the country had been paying their taxes in Bitcoin, you would have had a $12 trillion of gain over the last 10 years.
The Bitcoin
Now,
Reserve
I
Bill.
always say in the financial world, past performance does not guarantee future returns. But if you look at it, the supply in the long run is fixed, and the demand is big, not just in the United States, but globally. So there are a lot of other ancillary benefits here. And frankly, even if you don't own Bitcoin and you're frustrated with how the government's spending their money and you don't want it wasted on things, you can simply contribute in Bitcoin. You could take your cash, buy Bitcoin, and send that to the government, and the government would hold the Bitcoin instead of, spending it on something that you find objectionable.
Have you got to bipartisan any support from the other side of the aisle?
No, we're just now dropping the bill today, and we're going to start working to build support for it. So thanks for highlighting it today.
Congressman,
nice.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Good stuff indeed, and we'll see you again real soon.
All right, so of course that is the great state of Ohio, who's already got some of the most pro-Bitcoin legislation already passed in their state. Guys, you haven't heard, of course, any purchase under $500 in the great state of Ohio is of course exempt from tax with Bitcoin purchases. So again, they're pushing that bill. This is what their major announcement, I'm assuming, was yesterday. We covered this, them stating that they had something major, of course, to push in Congress, and it looks like they're going to start trying to push again the strategic reserve for Bitcoin. We need to get purchasing going. But so far, we're just seizing assets, which again, it's not doing too bad. We're accumulated over 300,000 Bitcoin now with the seizures. In total, our holdings 300,000. I think we did another 127,000 seizure or whatever that was a few months ago. So anyway, it's looking pretty good over at the of course, the in Congress and the Senate are, of course, getting shit done. We're still looking at Tim Scott saying basically that by December 12th, but in December, hopefully to get that market structure bill passed and ready for 2026. All right, let's take a look and see what else we're talking about here on TradFi. Just one more run, and we're gonna jump over into crypto news. What do we got here on Kramer? What's he talking about?
Goes right to NASDAQ. Now, what does it mean? I think that there's always been a tug of war about this. Is Walmart going to be better served on the NASDAQ than the New York Stock Exchange? I don't think it's a real edge to go to the NASDAQ, but you could say, listen, my studio's right here. Maybe I'm a home team guy.
You don't think it lends them a little more of a tech flair?
Yeah, that's what yes, I think that it does do that, but I think the New York Stock Exchange is. Do you really want to leave the stock exchange? To me, it's still the premier place for capitalism. But at least to understand that it was Rainey, I think, that made the decision once, because Rainey did resign from the NASDAQ board.
In 22.
I just thought it was important to I thought it was important to point out. I've got Gap tonight. When Gap dropped to 21 last, I said.
All right, I thought that was weird too this morning. That's the announcement. They're moving to the NASDAQ. Walmart is now a tech company, guys. The dystopian future.
I'd buy that for $1.
Oh, jeez. All right, let's move on. One more run through Fox Business. Let's see if they're talking about anything else relative. They're on break. And we're going to jump on over to crypto news. Let's see what we got this morning, guys. Let's start with Cointelegraph. Bitcoin hits most bearish levels. Is the bull cycle ending? I mean, we're still on the very, 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 very tiny, tippy bottom of the entire macro bull trend line. So we are just barely underneath the fire cell right now. We're in a critical moment. We don't want to lose 90K again. This is it, guys. If we lose much from here, 75,000, of course, would be gracious, but that's the next stop. If we start tumbling down to 85, 87K, and then lose that, the next big key level to bounce off of. We don't have much, support or history in Bitcoin, other than these three key areas, which is of course 75, 85, and where we are now at about 90. So we don't want to lose this here. We would basically lose the entire trend for the rest of the year, and that's fine. That's fine. Of course, if they want to shake us all out, let us hands off the table and then run that into next year for another pass. That might be again what happens, but as of right now, it's seeming to hold. And of course, big companies and banks like Jamie Dimon's, J.P. Morgan, Citibank, Standard Chartered, and all the economists are saying that there's a huge buy wall at 90K. All right, moving on. What else we got? Bitcoin recovery expected liquidity conditions change, but U.S. macro remains a threat. 90K Bitcoin price. Close your eyes and bid opportunity. Yeah, it is pretty much the final line in the sand here. We don't want to lose it. U.S. won't start Bitcoin reserve until other countries do. Really? I don't. Who said that? Mike Alfred? What are you talking about? It's silly. Other countries have already started doing it, but anyway, we'll see what this is all about. U.S. government is unlikely to start accumulating Bitcoin for its strategic reserve until the other nations start to make the first move, says crypto entrepreneur Mike Alfred. Mike Alfred said in a podcast published on Tuesday, the U.S. government will start putting Bitcoin on its balance sheet, created earlier this year when there is enough pressure externally. Once the U.S. government recognizes that the others are taking action before them, that'll probably catalyze the additional action in the future, he said. Adding that the timeline for the U.S. government's action is up in the air. I mean, we're already behind. I mean, we got a lot of countries out in the UAE. We could be covering all the time. UAE just, of course, made another foreign sovereign wealth fund with the Bitcoin. We're talking about Switzerland. We're talking about, oh my God, every country. Thailand, Taiwan, I mean, was it Germany? Yeah, I mean, all these countries, guys, of course, either have already started or have started the legislative process to getting the strategic Bitcoin reserves. And we have central banks also conforming. I think it was Russia's central bank also started buying Bitcoin to start testing the waters with their central bank. Anyway, so yeah, it comes in as the industry's executives have been pushing for the U.S. government to step up the pace in accumulating Bitcoin to avoid the stockpile size falling behind other nations. Most governments will have Bitcoin when it's worth 1 million. Yeah. It's funny that he mentioned that because that's Michael Saylor's his statement usually is to the banks and the countries around the world are going to be basically way too late when it comes to getting in because it'll be about 1 million by then. Alfred said that he's confident that Bitcoin will be worth $1 million a coin by 2033. That's of course 3 years after a lot of the other economists are of course predicting 2030. A more conservative estimate compared to ARK Invest, 100%. Kathy Wood, of course, everyone calling for 2030. Brian Armstrong as well, Arthur Hayes, everyone else, of course, pointing towards 2030. I think it's time that happens. Almost every government will have some direct or indirect exposure to the asset, and it will be viewed as a common strategic reserve type of asset, Alfred said. U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order in March directing the creation of a strategic Bitcoin reserve that would be used in budget-neutral ways to accumulate the cryptocurrency, but the plan has yet to formally be established. Well, we're behind on the tariffs, too, and he was hoping, not him himself, but his cabinet was hoping to also, pull some of the tariff, GDP into, of course, the Bitcoin. And it's got to be done in a but I still think that if they don't pass that on to consumers in some fashion, well, they're kind of taking that away from consumers or retail as well. So either way, it's going to be taken off the backs of the Americans. Either way, but it's going to be good for America, I guess, in general. In September, Galaxy Digital's analyst Alex Thorne said that he has a strong chance the U.S. will announce this year that it has formed a Bitcoin reserve and is formally holding Bitcoin as a strategic asset. U.S. government risks being front-run, says this Bitcoiner. Alfred added that it seems impossible the government would even acknowledge Bitcoin before Trump. Yeah, it did. I did not think that we would have a Bitcoin president until 2028 at least. I was rooting for RFK, but then Trump came out of complete left field and then started running pro Bitcoin because of Daddy Fink on his shoulder. And that's what on my story. I'm sticking to it. And of course he became the first Bitcoin president, even though he wasn't the first Bitcoin candidate. I think we've made quite a bit of progress in the short period of time, he said. Others are urging that the government to move faster. Jan 3, of course, Samson Mao, my otaku brother from another mother, told Cointelegraph in June that the U.S. has to start acquiring Bitcoin this year or risk being front-run by nations such as Pakistan, which is also planning to acquire Bitcoin. Alrighty, so yeah, that's what we got, guys. That's what we got right now. People are, of course, saying that we're not going to start accumulating until the rest of the world already does, and I would say we're already too late. Are you kidding me? Other countries already started the process as well, and I think a lot of their other countries are gonna move faster than America. Okay, let's see what else we got. Metaplanet eyes 135 million raised via new Class B shares to fuel more Bitcoin buys. Of course, that's the largest accumulator of Bitcoin in Japan. The microseller of Japan. Simon Garevich. Okay, blockchain gets quantum ready. Security audit validates post quantum tool. Anything else to take away here as of this morning? Bitmine sits on $3.7 billion loss as the digital asset treasury Hotel California meets BlackRock staked ETH ETF. Damn. Yeah, they're getting scraped on the pavement there over the last few weeks, right? What else we have here? Anything else? 4 hours ago, Bitcoin hits most bearish levels. MEXC taps hacking for proof of reserves audits. World Liberty Financials, community governed image strain Trump backed project, yada yada. Kathy Wood's ARK loads up on more Circle. Bitmine bullish on his crypto stock slide. Well, Kathy Wood knows something that maybe we don't know. Let's see what else we have here. Obviously, Kathy Wood and Tom Lee, among others, are still very, very bullish towards the end of the year still. Cloudflare, Abu Dhabi. Investment Council, triple stake in Bitcoin ETF in Q3 report. Let's take a look at another outlet real quick. I'm going to go through back into the chat, guys. I've been ignoring you guys. No. I've been ignoring you guys in the chat. We also got to take a look at crypto bubbles and see how we're doing today as well. Looking pretty green overall. We got at least 1%. We're loading for the top 200. Down about 1% on the top 100 though. A little better today, but not much. All right, let's get back in the chat here. Where are the strippers? Did I miss the strippers? Says Nebs. No. Yes, you missed all the strippers, Nebs. Sorry. What up, Nebs? What up, Max in the house? Max, a young money millionaire. Yes. What up? What up? Max, a young millionaire. Okay. My criteria compared to you career is just unfair, says Nebs. Good morning. Good morning, Latterus in the chat. How's it going, Latterus? Nah, you're the greatest of all time. Nebs says, of course, Max. Thank you for encouraging the Doom Otaku. I have to. It's the best kind. The best kind of encouragement is the Doom. Gets people, of course, to get out of their seat and actually do something. Stupid Crypto says, Andy. Andy says, Burger King starts Monday. Yeah, I gotta go back to McDonald's when I go back to Illinois here soon. Panama, yes, 1 Satoshi will equal $1 when we hit 100 million. We have to hit a $100 million Bitcoin to hit $8 parity. Don't forget that, funny colors. So maybe we'll get to, 10 cents or something like that in the near future. I don't think we'll probably won't see a $100 million Bitcoin unless we have hyperinflation. Don't get me started with the Fidelity prediction by 2045 of $1 billion Bitcoin. And that's if we go into, of course, a full deep, hyperinflation type, scenario. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that again. All right. Let's get back. One more run through TradFi and back into crypto news. Maybe some doom scrolling to make sure we're not missing anything else breaking. Let's take a look and see what's going on in Bloomberg. They're on break. Let's take a look at CNBC. We've got Nvidia stocks surge higher.
Right. The other part is sovereign, different countries around the world will fund their own AI efforts, which is good, but I think you're going to have to start differentiating more.
Do you think, we've had this discussion a lot, David and Jim and me, do you think the market can handle an environment in which capital raising is tougher for OpenAI?
Well, you're already seeing it, right? It's struggling with that. But it is differentiating out and saying, hey, Google is pretty much, the AI play. They've got everything, right? They've got the end products in, the Pixel plus all the Android phones. They've got a great AI product itself. They know how to monetize it through advertising. So they're everything OpenAI wants to grow up to be. But the problem is, I don't think they're going to displace Google. So I think you're going to see this increasing difference between the guys who can fund all of this spending through cash flow, like a Google, versus the companies that are hitting the debt markets to raise capital because they can't fund it. Because ultimately, I go back to the following. All of us as consumers have been trained by Google 5 billion of us over decades, that you put in a question, you get the answer for free. OpenAI is like 80% of their revenues comes from consumer. Anthropic, about 3/4 of their revenues comes from corporate because people use it for coding assistance. So you kind of have to figure out who's in which food chain, who's the most diversified, and then I think you can back into, okay, these are the ones, to your point, Carl, that'll do well if you can't fund everybody, because at some point we all know everybody's not going to win. And the last month or so, people have been really started to think about that, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think everyone's going to be charging for AI models either, not especially with DeepSeek and Moonshot. Basically, these giant new AI plays out of China in the last year and a half that have basically created these amazing models for less than $10 million. It's getting ridiculous, guys. All right, let's continue and see what else we got on. I think that's all the TradFi we got. Yep. No, we got one more. Fox Business. It looks like, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Something completely unrelated to business at all. All right, moving on. All right, Fox Business is a mess. Let's get back over into crypto news. Let's see what else we have here this morning. Bitcoin price watch, descending channels and the $102,000 ceiling. Oof. Yeah. Bitwise XRP ETF lands on the the New York Stock Exchange today as mainstream interest accelerates. Nice. XRP's leap in the mainstream investing accelerates today. Bitwise new XRP ETF spotlights a rising payment layer demand, expanding tokenized activity, and growing investor appetite for blockchain utility. Let's take a look and see how Bitwise is doing for XRP's price action and total market cap. Speaking of which, total market cap, guys, is up another I think $100 billion. Oh, we lost it this morning.
What are you, stupid?
We lost it. We were sitting at 3.12 trillion, and we lost it this morning. 3.14. We got as high as 3.14 trillion, and now we're coming down to 3.9, 3.1. Sitting at 3.1 right now. It's possible we still get a little bit of a revival here in a minute. Bitcoin's still trying to defend 90K from the bears. Let's take a look. We came over here, of course. Let's take a look at XRP. It does not look like that these ETFs are having any help for its overall market cap, sitting right now at $126 billion market cap. Any other big movers while we're here? Not really. Let's take a look at bubbles real quick, just to see what's down the most on the day. So what's opportunities here for you this week? Looks like it's kind of just a mixed bag, jumping back and forth. A lot of 6 up and down, 6%, 5% here or there, up and down. Mostly, wow, is that Adam? Cosmos, wow. Cosmos is up almost 9% on the day. This has been a sleeping dragon for a long time. Still hasn't done anything in the year, down 51%. But still, happy to see Cosmos in the green today. It's an oldie but a goodie. Don't hold any, but I do miss Cosmos. Fetch made a lot in the last bear market into where we are now. Fetch AI up 6%. Zcash doing another 9% on the day. This continues to chop on up here. We did get a little bit of a lull over the past 24 hours, but still climbing back up here. Making new all-time high soon. Damn near the all-time high right now, 700,000. I think it is a new all-time high this week. I think no, really close. 719 is the high. So it's about $9 away from it. All right. What else we got? Anything else here? Nothing else really big here on the weekly. Let's go into the month and see what's down the most on the month here on the top 100. We're looking for 30s and 40s on the month at least. Honestly, there's hardly anything. We got some 40s here from a Dana. IP's down 28. That's not even a 30%. And that's it. So guys, overall, market's kind of just holding on. I don't see a single DC opportunity that I really would be excited to jump into today, honestly. Yeah, this is kind of lackluster. Things going kind of flat now. Ondo's down 30%. Maybe that would be a pick I would like on the month here. IP Story still down 51%. If you guys like Ondo and IP Story. Swee's down 40% on the month. That's probably still my top pick for sure. ENA still down 41. Yep, so I'm going to stick to my guns. It's going to be SWE, another SWE kind of day. Solana down 30% on the month is stupid too. So some big names here, of course, that have a chance to recover faster than others. Say down 25% on the month, Polygon down 26. It's definitely, ADA down 32% as well. So again, pick your winners. If I were again, I'm going to pick SWE. For sure. I have a lot of good history, swing trade and SWE in the months, hopefully the bullish months to come. All right. Let's take a look at the top 200. So it's going to be top 100 for me. SWE is going to be my top pick, as per usual. It seems to be a common trend here. Let's take a look at the day. How's everything doing on the day? Soon is down 26%. MYX is down 16%, and DCR is down 10%. We got some movers to the upside here. We got Zora up 20%. Alchemy Pay, is it? Yeah. Oh no, Alchemist AI. The other Elk. 46% up to the upside. Grass is up 60%. Real is up 21%. Antrax up about 10%. Fartcoin 15%. Apepe, which is that new ape and Pepe coin, up 10%. So that's on the day here. Everything else is down roughly around 3% on average. Let's take a look and see what's going on in the week here. We're looking for 20s, 30s on the week. It would be nice. We got Jido down 23%. That's been one of my top picks here on the in the top 200 here recently. Wormhole's down 13. Soon is down 55 on the week. Concordium is down 33. I'm not really feeling much of this stuff here. Zbex down only 16% on the week. XCN's only down 18% on the week. You guys get the idea. Look at the month. We're looking for about 30s, 40s on the month. Jido's down 51%. Synetics is down 60%. What else we got? Wormhole's down 32. XCN's down 42. Zbex down 30. All right. If I were going to pick some for here in the top 200, Jido, XCN, probably on my top two picks right here, right now. Synetics is down quite a lot, but it's still a pretty new token. I'm not too familiar with. This might be, that's down 62% on the year. Oh, geez. Somewhere between Jido, Synetics, Wormhole, and XCN would be my picks here. If I were to pick one, it'd probably be XCN. Just throw DCA back into XCN for the 42% off on the month. Still down from its 500% breakup to the upside back in the beginning of the year, January, February. So it's been finding its bottom here, and we're basically there right now. So not a bad position to be investing, of course, back into XCN with some DCA. All right, those are my top two picks, guys. Again, not financial advice, just my 2 cents.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yes. All right, let's get back into the news here. Let's see what else we got. Let's go back to the daily HODL and just one more run through the headlines and then do some doom scrolling to find the rest and see how we did. 3 factors are triggering a Bitcoin price stagnation according to macro guru Lynn Alden. Lynn Alden says Bitcoin is stuck in a period of stagnation. She's always been kind of a bull bear. I'll just say that. A perma bull bear. She's a realist. In a new interview with Bitcoin Did podcast, Lynn Alden says 3 main factors are still behind the stall. The fact that we were at 100,000 in November last year, and a year after we're basically flat, and now we're down to some extent. There's more noteworthy item. I don't really view Bitcoin as crashing. I view it as basically stagnating at this time. Lynn Alden says liquidity conditions are tighter this month, which removes the support from risk assets. We do have tighter liquidity now, but when you look at the broader measures of liquidity, they're really not that bad, and I don't expect them to get that bad. I expect that we're going to see a bottoming phase of the domestic base liquidity and broader liquidity as mostly fine. Second drag, she says, is the surge in investor attention toward the official artificial intelligence sector, which is absorbing the capital that might otherwise be invested in Bitcoin. Yeah, none of that capital has even rotated, guys. Nvidia's market cap is $5 trillion. It's an AI potentially sucking some kind of capital enthusiasm away from Bitcoin as the fastest horse narrative. She adds that the gold's strong performance this year is also competing for flows. Alden says a third factor of deflation, earlier expectations that the nation states would become major Bitcoin accumulators. She points to the wave of early optimism in podcasts and interviews about sovereign Bitcoin reserves, which she calls misplaced. And there you have it. That's your current sentiment on Bitcoin. Big fraud ringleader conspires with insiders, drains $345,000 from accounts. Damn, some scams happening in the banking sectors right now. Big bouncing coming for Bitcoin, predicts analyst Benjamin Cohen. This one just came out today, but there's a catch. There's a catch. Let's see what his catch is. Cohen tells his 1 million followers on X that Bitcoin may be jumping back to a 200-day simple moving average, currently around 104,000 based on his historical precedents. However, the analyst warns that Bitcoin may be entering a bearish cycle and eventually correct down to 200-week moving average around 60K. 60K. I think that's way too low. Way too low. I think 75 is where we bounce if we really have that bearish of a sentiment here in the next month or so. While I think Bitcoin will go to a 200-week simply moving average 60 to 70K in 2026, there will be a high probability we will bounce back to the 200-day simple moving average before going that low. All prior cycle bear markets have confirmed that the micro low high to the 200 SMA. As in a new YouTube video, Cohen tells his 900 basically a million subscribers that Bitcoin may be entering a bear market in the fourth quarter of this year that continues through most of 2026 based on the prior 4-year cycles. The 4-year cycle is based on the idea that Bitcoin's price follows the assets halvings, which are the Bitcoin miners, of course. And yeah, and of course, some of us believe that the cycles are dead. And I am also one of those in that camp.
Bitcoin's powered by chaos. When Godzilla
yes.
walks onto the playground, all your models, they're all going to be destroyed.
Thank you, Sailor. Thank you. All right, so yeah, what's happening right now is setting up the topping progress, and the market would likely go lower in the first half of 2026. That doesn't mean that it can't go up in 2026. It means that generally speaking, that in the midterm years, you'll witness lower highs for a while, and the time-based perspective is the most compelling case for the 2026 bear market. And again, that doesn't mean the bear market starts in 2026. Normally, the bear market starts in the fourth quarter of the post-halving year. Yeah, which is like right now. So either way, the cycle has definitely been different. That's for freaking sure. All right, that's Benjamin Cohen's perspective on that. JP Morgan Chase warns Fed independence may erode. We covered this last night. I just want to quickly go over this one more time, guys. This was pretty intense and surreal. We finally doing away with the Fed and their independence. Yeah. Fed governors are right now, of course, being picked by the current administration, and the Fed chair will also be replaced here soon, guys, with a lot more cuts probably on the horizon. All right, so again, I just wanted to quickly just dive into that. I don't want to spend too much time into it. Let's get into some doom scrolling, but first, let's go back into TradFi just one more time. I don't like to miss anything breaking. Bloomberg, of course, on break. CNBC. Fed's hammock, hearing from workers that they're holding on to jobs for dear life. Yeah, everyone is.
7:20 in the morning in Vegas. But it's good to see you, President Hammock, and thanks for joining the show. It feels like you lean toward inflation is the bigger risk than the weaker jobs number, and that's somewhat of a hawkish view right now. You referenced the weakening in the labor market. It's not just, the higher unemployment rate we saw today. It's the war notices, you said. It's the ADP numbers, like the weekly numbers we got, 2,500 jobs per week on average is how much companies were shedding. The Challenger numbers about October layoffs being the highest since 1994. Isn't it the Fed's job to get ahead of some of this weakness and preserve the labor market? Isn't that going to be a harder thing to reverse than, say, if inflation is a little firmer down the road when it comes to monetary policy?
Well, Sarah, it's great to see you, and we look forward to hosting you out in Cleveland at some point, so you can come and enjoy the cold weather that we have all through the winter and the great snow that we get, our lake effect snow.
Screw that.
I think when we look at where we are from a labor market perspective, I had been anticipating in my forecast that we would see some further cooling in the labor market, and that seems to be what I'm seeing when I look at all those various indicators that you pointed out. It's important that we balance that. We have reduced rates 50 basis points already through the last couple of meetings. And so I think that we need to maintain a somewhat restrictive stance of policy to make sure that we are continuing to bring inflation back down to our 2% objective. It's great that inflation expectations remain contained, but that is a place that I remain focused, that we continue to bring inflation back down to target. And so right now, to me, Monetary policy is barely restrictive, if at all, and I think we need to make sure that we're maintaining that somewhat restrictive stance to bring inflation back down to target.
I'm just not sure that a lot of folks would agree with you, for instance, in the housing market. I mean, it feels very restrictive. Housing affordability has been a problem. The average first-time home buyer now is 40 years old, in part because of affordability challenges with higher mortgage rates. We also continue to hear this growing gap between low-income and high-income consumer. The Walmart CFO just told me about it. That's getting worse. So doesn't that feel like restrictive policy that the Fed should try to make things easier for?
Well, on the housing side in particular, when I was down in Columbus meeting with a variety of businesses, there were some construction companies represented. And what I heard from them was that the cost of materials and labor is as impactful and is as much of a deterrent in terms of new home production as mortgage rates. They're buying down mortgage rates, and so there's been some support that happens on that side. But what I hear all across Ohio and eastern Kentucky and western Pennsylvania, the various parts of the district, is that it's really hard to find laborers, particularly skilled trades, and that's a place where it's continuing to elevate home prices.
Beth, we're here at the Financial Stability Conference that you hold every year for 13 years since the Great Financial Crisis. And I think I got to know you in the 2019 repo flash, whatever. What do we call that? Do we have a
repo eruptions?
Repo eruption. Okay. Did you have a little deja vu at the end of October? Did you begin to be concerned about what's happening with the tightness in the repo market?
We expect to see some fluctuations in money markets. Okay. We had Fed funds, which is our target rate, was squarely within the range. What I would have liked to seen was more usage of the standing repo facility, which is a monetary policy tool we put in place to help manage rates, to keep the broad constellation of money market rates within the range, the band that we put forward, which right now is 3.75% to 4%. And so it's something that we need to monitor closely. But I'm glad that you brought up the Financial Stability Conference that we're going on right now. It's really exciting that this is our 13th year that we've been hosting it. We have two great keynote speakers here in Itai Goldstein from the Wharton School is going to be talking about fragility, the sources of fragility in financial markets. And tomorrow we'll have the Vice Chair for Monetary Policy, Philip.
But I want to ask you about fragility, because a couple things that you've mentioned, private credit and the AI bubble. Could you take those separately and tell us, and then together, the extent to which you have concerns about stability in the financial system from those two sources?
Sure. I talked about three things that I called out this morning in my remarks. One was private credit, which is a place that I'm spending a lot of time looking at that. The second was stable coins. And the third was the emerging risks from easing policy into accommodative financial conditions. AI is something we're spending a lot of time on as well. There's a lot of innovation in the district around AI. Last week, I was out in Pittsburgh meeting with some folks from BNY who have actually their largest U.S. office in Pittsburgh. And that is the center of a lot of their innovation around AI and the focus that they're doing. They showed us some of the tools that they're using, and they're really at the cutting edge. When I travel the district broadly, I'm hearing a lot of different stories about how AI is getting incorporated into different workflows. At Ohio State, they talk about making sure that every student is taking classes in AI to think about how they should be using it. And so they're more forward-leaning in it. What I hear most often is that AI is going to be a complement rather than a substitute to workers, and businesses are using it to help enhance the customer experience and give them better insights around what's
the way I think about it is whether or not it's something that's going to keep me up late at night or get me up early in the morning. And I'm a little selfish about this, because the only thing I really care about is systemic risk.
Or how much sleep you get?
No. That doesn't matter to me. But here's the thing. People can lose as much money as they want going into something, but if it messes up the banking system, that means more work. Okay, so when I think about this, do you think about the concentrations? Does the AI bubble have a wider impact on the financial system? We woke up to the derivative explosion in 2007, 2008, and found out it was directly linked to the banking system. Do you have concerns either private credit or what's happening with AI have tentacles back into the banking system that are reasons for concern?
Yeah, so the financial markets are not the real economy, but they are an important transmission into the real economy. And so it's a place that I watch carefully. In private credit in particular,
Ohio is on it.
There's a lot to feel good about in private credit markets. They tend to have reasonably stable funding. They've got 7 to 10 year lockups. There's no early redemption features. That means that they can stay in the investments that they have for a long period of time. On the other hand, there is ties back into the banking sector in that there's a lot of lending that's happening.
Right.
There's been significant growth in the lending that's happening from the banks into the private credit universe, whether it be NAV loans, capital call lines, or other sorts of lending. And what you tend to find in private credit, because it's outside the banking system, is that they use special features like payment in kind,
Yes.
Which can increase some of the borrowings that some of the riskiest lenders or less profitable companies can undertake. And so it's an area that I think we need to watch. I feel generally good about private credit because of the long-dated funds that they have. But you have to remember that many of the investors are going to be endowments, pension funds, and insurance companies. And if we see significant losses for pension funds, I'm not going to feel great about that.
One last question on rates. I want to get back to that. Are you a Fed official who believes that long-term rates should come down? In other words, we're operating above neutral, but it's a question about the pace? Or do you think we are at a neutral rate right now, and we're okay here?
I think we're right around a neutral rate. I think we're barely restrictive, if at all. I grew up in the 90s in the markets, and so when I look at the level of rates, to me, they don't seem particularly elevated. I grew up when rates were kind of 3 to 6%. And so having a front end and a yield curve that's right around that 4% range feels to me like actually pretty modest interest rates.
Beth, thanks for having us here in Cleveland, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks so much for making the trip.
Carl, back to you.
Damn.
Where are you? You're at the New York Stock Exchange, right?
Yep. Watching the wires light up with the news you're making, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
We went Cleveland, Vegas, New York, right?
Yes. We jumped right into that. That was crazy. That was Fed Governor Hammock from Ohio, the great state of Ohio.
Oh, hail the king of Ohio!
Oh, jeez. Right, Jake the Snake. That's right. You have a good one. You have a good one for sure. What else we got? Yes, Jake the Snake, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Jake the Snake, of course, reminding me every single day via this silly floppy disk that I'm having my buried under massive wires on my keyboard. Yes, guys, I almost fixed my. There we go. Yes. Oh, hail the king of Ohio. I need to shill harder, according to Jake the Snake. Long live the king. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Trying to get the 1,500 subs to get those wrench counts up. Wrenchonomics, of course, in effect. Morning, sickos. Good morning, Ben Lawrence. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I think I pretty much fixed all of the issues with the green screen, right? Yeah, the green screen's working pretty good this morning. We are out of the studio, guys. If you're just catching us for the first time, we're normally in the studio that's behind me, right? We're normally back there, but I am in the sunny state of Florida right now, enjoying some time with some friends and family during the massive downturn in the winter months ahead. So again, shout out to you out of the simulation. Oh, jeez. All right. What else we got here? Jacob Snake says, yes, I've been there. I feel better, dude. Cody Bakula still sick, man. Yeah, still sick. Hope you do feel better too soon. That's what happens, Cody, when you overwork yourself. Hope you do feel better soon. We miss you. Of course, on Tinfoil Hat Tuesday. It's not quite the same without you, my man. Oh, guys, we didn't catch that. Tinfoil Hat Tuesday was insane, though. We went down a rabbit hole with Epstein and Satoshi. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into all that again, but yeah. It was real, especially since it happened during the voting process too. That was insane. What are the odds? Okay, have a great day. Yes, Joy's heading out. Eat a moon pie, guys. Yes, don't forget to eat a moon pie. I think I still have that on this computer. I think. Yes. Yeah, guys.
So just chill out.
Yes.
Drink a 7-Up.
Drink some coffee.
Pie. Quit murdering people.
Quit flooding the market. Quit flooding the damn markets. All right. What else we got? Let's take a look back here, and I think that's pretty much it, guys. We pretty much covered all. We're going to do some doom scrolling next. I want to do one more run. We keep catching Bloomberg on the breaks.
Why,
the stocks rally on jobs as Nvidia boosts AI trade. Bitcoin still holding 90,500. Let's see where we currently are right now. 90,300. Still hanging out here right around 90,000. Again, we need to flip this into bullish and we're still not quite there. We're still not quite there. We're still on the downtrend overall, and we were hoping to get a little bit back above this morning. And we chopped up a little bit. We need to flip. What we really need is we need to flip 93 into support. And we're just not quite there. It does not look like we're doing it. We're actually heading back down underneath as of right now. The longer we go, of course, to the sideways, the more, of course, we can hopefully get back above water here today. The jobs data is still going to be held back again for another month. We're going to get October's, October and November's. No, wait. Yeah, October and November's in December on the 16th. Yeah, it's ridiculous. We have to wait an entire month still for that data. All right. And they have that data. They're just holding it back from us because they want to basically make sure it's a wash to share. Hopefully, with the markets taking a nosedive off that news later. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, I think we're time to go into some doom scrolling. I think it's primed and ready to go. What else we got in the chat? Just making sure I'm not missing anything big here with you guys. Cliff says, I forgot the months are nasty snow that overstays. It's welcome in the north. In the north, that's right. Cody was poisoned by the Epsteins. What? Come on, what the hell? Oh, jeez. Yes, take care of yourself, Cody. Yes, 100% in the chat. All hail the king, Jake. Wise king of Ohio. The wise king. Who has, definitely has a keeper, there for the Fed chair, or, Fed governor of Ohio. What's up, King, says Ben, and buy Simon's cat today, says OG Pavin. Simon's cat. Oh, God. Jacob Sake says, Daniel-san, Prince of Ohio, I hope that the thee be well, and the man bush be faithful. Gardener of the Ohio man bush. Oh, my God. Oh, Jake. Oh my God, I don't know what I would do without you guys. All right, coming back into, of course, doom scrolling over on X, guys. If you haven't already checked us out on X, we're doing the same sort of content over here as well. Take a look at this robot I found last night. Look at this. This is crazy. This is a robot in China that will, instead of towing your vehicle, will just get under your vehicle. They'll probably still give you a ticket, but they'll instead just tow your vehicle to a legal parking spot instead of just towing it away. And you have to find it and get it, of course, man. You find it, your whole days is ruined, right? So, China is just so far ahead of us in every single aspect of the world. And here's just another example of that this morning. There you go. And we have little tiny towing robots. We don't need these giant vehicles anymore to move your damn car and take it to a detention center or whatever. All right. I just wanted to share that there. Samson Mao, my otaku from another mother. Yes, we still HODL. And we're still better than you, even if we work at McDonald's. I should have brought my McDonald's uniform with me. Anyway, God, it is what it is, guys. All right, let's just do some unfiltered, unvetted doom scrolling here this morning. He's still at it with McDonald's even this morning. I'm loving it too, Samson. I'm loving it. I'll go back to McDonald's when I get back to Illinois here soon. We got Michael Saylor just sporting a leather jacket. It's just Bitcoin, man. It's just Bitcoin, man. That's all you need. Japan unleashes $128 billion stimulus to fight inflation again. Japan dropping over 20 trillion yen. $129 billion worth to ease the sting of the rising prices, including the cash handouts, tax cuts, subsidies to make electricity, gas, and even rice a bit less painful. 20,000 yen per child, 3,000 yen off the power bill, 3,000 yen rice coupons, and $2 trillion of yen to send to local governments with a simple message: figure it out. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi is betting big on the fiscal stimulus, even as investors panic over Japan's 240% debt to GDP ratio, which is actually better than it was last year. Let's take a look and see where we're at. All right, so last year, guys, we were over 300% negative debt to GDP in Japan. Now currently sitting at 295, allegedly. So again, better than it was last year, but not as good as it was earlier this year. We were down as low as 284. So I think they have old data here. over here, because 240, I don't know, man. That's self-reporting, maybe. I don't know. Markets react to, like you expect, sell-off in the yen and government handouts, or no, government bonds. Handouts, I guess that too. But after the economies shrank for the first time in 6 quarters, Tokyo's ready to spend like it's 2012. Oh my God, guys. Yeah, a lot of doom coming for Japan soon. It's probably going to be like buy one, get one free. I keep saying that Japan's been stuck in this buy one, get one half off if you go against the dollar. But it's probably going to be buy one, get one free next month. Next year. I guess not that much time left in the year, into next year. So I'm hoping to go to Japan soon. If it really, of course, does lose that. How is the yen doing right now to the dollar? $1, $1 to yen. So it used to be, guys, 100 yen to $1. Used to be for like my entire childhood. And where are we at now? Why would you just not give me the answer, damn it? Yeah, so it's still about 1.5. So yeah, still about buy one, get one half off on everything in Japan still. Maybe it's going to be 200 yen soon. It's going to be buy one, get one free in Japan. I can't wait to go to Japan, guys. All right, let's see. I want some time frames on this, though. I want some time frames. Give me the chart. There we go. Wow, yeah, it's climbing back up. Yeah, it's climbing back up. So we haven't seen likes of this since the beginning of the year. And I think it was last year around August it started spiking, right? Because it got super cheap right around August. Yeah, it started popping off right there. Boom. August, September, October, boom, and then 25.5, bam. It's been just the highest it's ever been. That's crazy. Yeah, it's about to get real in Japan. That's for sure. Definitely want to go over there and get some souvenirs before it's all gone. All right, moving on. Japan's government makes it rain. Yes, the stimulus is real, guys. Again, more money printing across the world is great for risk-on assets and risk-off assets. I mean, like Bitcoin. U.S. Congressman introduces the new strategic Bitcoin reserve bill and says that there will be no capital gains on Bitcoin. Obviously, that's already like that in the great state of Ohio. We already covered that earlier. So, guys, it looks like we are all up to date. We are on it, of course, on the news. Up to date on the news. Abu Dhabi Investment Councils tripled their investment in Bitcoin. We covered about that last night. Today, we disclosed the issuance of the Class B perpetual preferred stock Mercury with a fixed dividend rate of 4.9%. This is, of course, Simon Garovich, Metaplanet. We talked about that earlier as well. El Salvador adds another 1,000 Bitcoin to its reserves as prices fall. And I think they did that a few days ago, so we already covered that as well. Thailand officially implements a 0% capital gains tax on Bitcoin and crypto. Yes, let's go!
I'd buy that for $1.
That's, of course, one of our popular channel destinations for vacation here, coming soon, guys.
When
soon.
will then be now? Soon.
I can't wait to meet up with Bobbin in Thailand. Bitcoin capitulation, short-term hodlers underwater. 2020 COVID crash, 92% loss in $3,850. FTX collapse was 94% in the loss of $16,000 on Bitcoin, and today 99% in a loss at $89,000. That's insane. A huge portion of buyers now sitting in the red. Yeah. I think that pretty much marks a bottom if it's ever, been recorded that way. This is the highest short-term hodler capitulation ever recorded. Yeah. Developing a representative, Warren Davidson says the major announcement on the strategic Bitcoin reserve is coming later today, and we already had that. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we already had that. It says this is an hour ago, but it happened about an hour ago. Yeah, that's of course with the SBR. We just covered that. Yeah. Earlier, the longest consecutive days of extreme fear in Bitcoin history. Yeah, seriously. Tom Crown over on, yeah, he's of course from YouTube fam, and I'm following him. Wow, I'm surprised nothing ever pops up for him on X. Brian Armstrong said ETH-backed loans are now on Coinbase, so you can now use your ETH as collateral to borrow USDC from Ethereum. That's awesome. Damn, they are just offering everything under the sun on Coinbase. Steak and Shake says, should we change to grass-fed beef? God. And of course, you can vote for that over on Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake obviously is very pro Bitcoin, and that's why I still follow them on YouTube or on Twitter. Ash Crypto says breaking: BlackRock and Grayscale Mini Trust have bought $116 million worth of Bitcoin as of today. 11 hours ago, I guess, or in the early morning. What the hell? Someone just made AI Coca-Cola ad, but a different type of Coke. And a different type of dystopian future. With the Terminator handing out Coke to... Oh, no. That's another flip. Coca-Cola. Wow, even Santa Claus in the background. Get your shit right. Oh, no.
What are you, stupid?
Oh, jeez, guys. Yep, AI is out of hand. It is out of hand. If I were to show this to my grandma, she would not believe it's fake. Oh, God. It's time for me to go run a mile, too. Bitcoin dip. God bless Satoshi. God bless Satoshi in the dystopian future. What the hell? Oh, jeez. I don't know where they're going with that. Anyway, Japan reinforces, strict new immigration laws as well. They've been, of course, kicking people out of their country, just kind of taking a page out of Trump's book, I guess. Bitcoin is quickly becoming everyday money in South Africa. Of course, one of the largest growing, crypto, nations. Paybridge is coming to Cornerstone. Zbeck is in my feed this morning. Look at this. Paybridge has become a cornerstone of the Zbeck ecosystem. They started the first acquisition of the real world payroll company by crypto firm, has now expanded to multiple businesses and one of the largest charter school payroll networks in the United States. Look at that.
We are now one of the largest payroll providers of charter schools in the U.S., which is such a great vertical because we're paying teachers, and teachers are then explaining these concepts to the next generation, to their students. So it's building the cycle, it's strengthening the ecosystem, and there's a lot more to come from here.
I don't know if teachers are actually telling their students about, payroll companies and, of course, crypto assets. But anyway, that's, of course, bullish for Zbeck, continuing, of course, their marketing push on X. Bitcoin Therapist says, sometimes I pause and reflect on the fact that my entire financial portfolio is currently composed of one, an emergency internet Ponzi scheme coin, and two stock companies famous for having the largest peak to draw down in history. Looks like this guy is way too levered, diversified into memes. Basically, that's what it sounds like. Billionaire Ray Dalio says 1% of his portfolio is in Bitcoin. Damn, only 1%? Come on, Ray. Come on. That's nothing. Those are rookie numbers, my guy. Those are rookie numbers. Geez, Ray Dalio, of course, been shouting from the rooftops. He was never a real big fan of Bitcoin. He's mostly been a gold and silver kind of guy, but of course, has been preaching more Bitcoin here in the last few years. Rob Paul says, haha, it's true. I did say this in the live stream. Everyone keeps, of course, putting his feet to the fire on some of the stuff he said in the past. Raul says nobody wants to believe it, but because looking at the 5-minute charts and scratching their nuts, bro, is actually mogging. What the hell? I don't know what they're getting at there. 500 million USDC just minted on Coin Bureau. Yeah, more, of course. Liquidity coming back into our space, hopefully soon. WhatsApp. Speaking of which, let's take a look and see how is the market caps doing of these stable coins right now. Tether's sitting right now at $183 billion market cap. Let's take a look and see if I can. Oh my God, I just closed it. Tether. Let's see the overall market cap, where it's been. There we go. There's the market cap, the highest it's ever been. So yeah, all of it's sitting in stablecoins right now, guys. All of it. Let's take a look and see how Circle is doing. Last time we looked over there was like $80 billion, something like that. Where's Circle? USDC right there. 74 billion. So it looks like they're damn near their. I guess they're still at their all-time high for market cap as well. They're rolling over a little bit, but not by much. I could have sworn they hit $80 billion though, but nope. 75 is currently sitting at right now. Some of that's starting to roll over. Someone's buying the dip. Okay, so yeah, WhatsApp worm is spreading in Brazil, and infecting phones with the Eternidad Stealer Trojan, stealing access to crypto wallets and banking apps. Guys, you gotta stay safe out there. If you're using WhatsApp and you're of course using that for crypto assets, yeah, I would definitely maybe get that out of there. That's crazy. That's crazy. So watch out. Cover your butts. You don't want worms, man. Oh, jeez. Bullish, very bullish. Max Kaiser here 14 hours ago saying the world's most profitable hedge fund, Renaissance Technologies, just disclosed holding $225,000 for roughly $46 million of strategies, micro strategies shares. Renaissance. Capitulation has hit an all-time high. We are going higher than any of us will even realize, says Gordon the Golden Gecko over on X. All right. We'll believe it when we see it. Only 5% of Bitcoin's total supply is left to be mined. Yes, we hit 95% this week, guys. 95 has been minted and mined, and we are going to hit 99% by 2035. So make sure you have a piece of the pie before it's all gone. Speaking of which, let's see if we got a new low this morning or if we're coming back down. We just started coming up a little bit on exchanges. What I'm referring to, of course, is a Bitcoin amount on exchanges, which we just landed on 2.15 last night, and where we are this morning. Let's take a look at the current update. Maybe 2.16. Almost. We're coming up a little bit. We're still hanging out about 2.15. Still the lowest we've ever seen on record for Bitcoin on exchanges. Ridiculous, guys. Get a piece of the pie before it's all gone. Just your daily reminder. Only 60 million millionaires in the world, and only 21 million Bitcoin will ever be produced. And 1 million, obviously, is Satoshi's wallets, and about 5 has been lost or stolen. So that leaves a lot less than people can ever get their hands on. All right, guys. So that might be all I got for you today. It looks like we are all caught up with all of the news for crypto. All right, so have a great day. I will see you guys again tonight. Ben Lawrence says he wants all this crap out of the living room, or he'll throw it all out. Taco left all of his Legos in the big chair, and Dad's upset. You are close. You're close. In my adult years, it's more along the lines of more model kits than anything. But yeah, you're close. Oh God, Ben. I gotta build me some robots today. So hopefully I'll have some robots for the live stream tonight. Guys, have a great day and enjoy yourself. In these down months ahead, possibly we just don't know. It's possible we do see a rebound next week, but it's still looking pretty gloom out there. We have not had any notable levels of support really been met, and we're still kind of free falling. So hopefully we can start to create a little bit of a low today. I would love to see that, but it's still kind of looking kind of doomy and gloomy out there overall. So stay safe out there, guys. Don't do anything stupid. Again, don't do anything stupid.
What are you, stupid?
Sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing. I will see you guys all tonight, of course, for the foreign market open on Thursday. Have a good one, and yeah, catch you later.
Fly me to the moon. Let me trade among stars. Let me see what freedom's like without money and gold bars. In other words, gold Nike. Oh! In other words, let's make history. Oh! Fill my wallet with more coins and let me hodl forevermore and more and more and more and more. I long for Hollywood shopping and door. In other words, I choose you. In other words, I love you.
Oh my God. Yes, Ben Lawrence says, grandmas are nice. They bake. And then they ask you, when you're going to get married and have kids. 100%. My grandma's like, oh, why don't you find one of those nice girls on your YouTube? And Settle down and have kids. Oh my god. Cliff says, Japan's not playing if they can get assimilated and fit in with the country that they are not welcome to stay in, says Cliff. Yes. Good old Japan. We're going there soon, guys. Soon. When it's cheaper. When it's so cheap. You cannot resist to go to Japan.
Soon.
Yes. Later, you crazies. Later, too. Jake the Snake. Have a good one, guys. And we'll, of course, catch you tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a good one. And peace.